Welcome again to the Old Principal. I am the Old Principal, and we have another English lesson today. This again is a story from my life, and it's completely different. You'll learn some new words today. I learned some new words in Chinese today, and so we will look at lesson number 291. Lesson 291, milking cows. Okay, 挤牛奶. Okay, but before we do, we'll have Connie read the story. Now, don't panic. The story is a little bit difficult. Sometimes you have to have that. A little bit more difficult. I'll be back to explain it in detail in just a moment.
Story 291, Milking Cows. Previous to becoming the school's temporary farm manager, I had only attempted to milk one cow. Actually, it was my friend's cow, and he let me try milking by hand. In just a few minutes, my hands were tired and aching. Fortunately, milking the school's cows was all done by machine. As the cows came into the milking parlor, they entered a stall. This kept them from moving around. We were standing below them so we could wash off the teats and put the milking machines on. The milking machine actually sucks the milk out much like a young calf would. While the cow was being milked, she contentedly ate some grain. When the milk leaves the cow, it travels through a series of pipes until it arrives at the milk room. In the milk room, there is a huge refrigerated vat. The milk is collected and remains there until a huge tanker truck comes every day to take the milk away for processing. The milk room was very confusing to me because it was a maze of pipes and valves. I had to remember which valves to open and close and when to do it. I also had to clean the whole system after every milking. We cleaned and sanitized everything very carefully. I never imagined that dairy farming was so complicated. Milking cows was not all I did. I also had to feed the herd. Every day I took the tractor out to a field of alfalfa and chopped some of it up to feed the cows. The farm manager warned me not to feed too much of the fresh green alfalfa to the cows because if they ate too much, then they would bloat. And if their bloating was too serious, they would die. Of course, as he told me this, I began to worry that one of those old girls might eat too much and then bloat and then,
Welcome back. Are you ready to go? Previous to becoming the school's temporary farm manager, I had only attempted to milk one cow. Okay, previous to becoming the school's temporary 临时农场主任. So this is very temporary. 临时的 manager. I had only attempted to milk a cow once. 只不过是试过 one time. 挤牛奶. Only once. I was a little boy then. I was a little boy and I was at a friend's house and they were milking one cow. So I went to with him and he showed me how to milk a cow. Going on. Actually, it was my friend's cow. They had one cow as I recall, they had a big family. So they had one cow, and they got good milk from the cow, and therefore they were able to give the milk to the family. Good idea. And he let me try, 让我试试看挤牛奶 by hand. Very important. By hand. 用手挤牛奶. Now, of course, in the past, everybody used their hand to milk cows. Nowadays, they all use machinery. 都是用机器来挤牛奶. Now, in just a few minutes, my hands were tired and aching. 几分钟之后, my hands were not only tired, 又累又酸痛. They were tired and they ached. Or in this case, they were aching. Going on. Fortunately, milking the school's cows was all done by machine. Now remember, I am at a school. It is summertime. The farm manager and assistant, 副农场主任, they both are leaving, so they asked me to do it. Yeah, as I've mentioned before, this was not a good idea because it was too complicated. 太复杂. And I had no experience, but this is the way it was back then. I was assigned to do it. And fortunately, 都是用机器挤牛奶. Going on. As the cows came into the milking parlor is 一个房间啊，挤牛奶的一个房间啊. And they entered a stall. What is a stall? Well, a stall would be a very narrow place. Okay? And so the cow comes into the stall, and of course, it's just big enough for the cow to come in. And the stall, 这是牛栏, okay, 牛栏, the stall, what? Kept them from moving around. So they could not move around. Now that's good news. During the milking process, you don't want them moving around. You want them to stay in one place. 动的不动. Okay? Going on. Now, we were standing below them. So they're up about here. Okay? And we're standing down below them so that we can milk the cows. First of all, we washed off the tits. There are usually 4 tits. 这个乳头, so you wash them off. 首先洗, make them clean. Because sometimes the cows, they're laying down on the ground. The cows are laying on the ground and it gets dirty. So the first thing is to wash their tits, okay, T-E-A-T-S, 那个乳头, and so you wash each one of them off, okay? And then you put the milking machines on. 然后你就把 the milking machine 放上去. You see, you put one, and then you just put 4 of them on, and then the milking machine does the work. You don't have to do any work. Now, we were standing below them and we could do this. Very easy to do. You had a hose, 有软管呢，这可以喷水 easily you could wash things going on. The milking machine actually sucks the milk out much like a young calf would. Okay, the milking machine, 这个挤牛奶的这个机器啊，会把这个牛奶吸出来。Okay, it sucks the milk out. 吸 ，OK， 好像这个小牛一样 ，and it sucks it out. While the cow, what is the cow doing at that time? The cow is being milked during this time. 这个挤牛奶的时候 she is contentedly eating some grain. 很满满意意的 In other words, very happily, what is she doing? Eating, she ate, 这过去式 some 五谷 some grain, some type of grain. I don't know, wheat or barley or whatever grains there are. Okay, when the milk leaves the cow, now this is a difficult thing. Maybe I'll see if I can explain this. When I explain difficult things, I've got to use my hands. No hands, no good. Okay, when the milk leaves the cow, 所以这个牛奶就离开这个牛的时候 it travels through a series of pipes. Okay, so it goes through many pipes. When I say series of pipes, 一连串的管道. So these pipes are going here, there. Now remember that after I finish milking, I have to wash all these things too. Everything has to be washed so clean. So when the milk leaves the cow, it travels through 一连串管道, series of pipes, 一连串管道, until it arrives at the milk room. So then it's going around and around and around here, and it goes into a different 另外一个房间. We call it the milk room. Okay? And then it goes into a huge, 一个很大的巨大的冷藏的桶 This is a big 桶 and very big. All the milk goes in here. So, and remember, it has to be cold. Milk, if it is not cold, it will spoil, 会腐烂掉. So you have to keep it very cold all the time. Inside of the cow, even though it's hot, it's okay. But once the milk comes out, 必须这个冷呢, very cold, and you have to keep it very cold. Okay, in the milk room, there is a huge refrigerated 冷藏的 vat, 桶 It's big. It's almost like a big box, that that where all the milk comes in. And then the next step, 这个过程呢，下一个步骤是什么呢？ When the milk is collected, it remains until a huge tanker truck comes. So every day, a big truck, will come once a day. This huge truck will come once a day, and it's a tanker truck. What is a tanker truck? 当然是大卡车, but on the back it just has 很大的一个桶啊, a big tanker truck, and it's cold too. And it comes every day to take the milk away for processing. What is processing? Well, when the milk is out of the cows and in the big vat, it goes into, eventually, once a day, it goes into the truck and it's taken to 一个加工厂. We usually call them dairies. And they do many things. Processing. 要经过一些加工啊. This is the process going on. The milk room was very confusing. I mean, remember, I know nothing about farms. Well, I didn't. I didn't know anything about milking cows. I'd only milked one in my life. I mean, so many things were new to me. And then I went into the milk room, and it was confusing. 很迷惑人. I mean, I see these pipes going here and there, and I don't know. It's a maze, 一大堆 maze of pipes, 管道, and 门阀 valves for turning things on. You in your home you have a valve, you call it 水龙头, to turn it on and turn it off, okay? Well, the same thing is true inside of the milk room, and you have all of these. And so they told me when they were orienting me and teaching me how to do it, they said, first you turn on this, then you turn on this, then you do this, then you do that. And I said, oh, how am I going to remember all of that kind of stuff? So that's the reason why I said every time I went over to the farm, I was so nervous. 非常紧张. Okay, going on. I had to remember which valves, 这个门阀, okay, to open and close, when to do it. And they would say, if you don't do it right, then you will cause such problems. I said, oh, I just didn't want to do it. I also had to clean the whole system after every milking. So, okay, I started at 4:30 in the morning. I got up at 3 o'clock. 3点钟起床. And then 4 o'clock, 4:30 I started milking. By 5:30, 6 o'clock, I'm finished milking. 鸡完这个牛奶. Okay, so I've done it all. And now I have to clean up the whole system. 整个系统都要洗. 要洗得干干净净的. Otherwise, 不然的话, if there was some milk left, it would start to become smelly and it would be a real mess. So I had to clean it up after every milking. So that meant that I had to clean it up twice a day. We cleaned and sanitized. 我们不单是洗，我们也消毒. Good word, right? Sanitized. If I say it is sanitary, that means 非 非常干净或已经消毒过。So we had to sanitize it, especially everything carefully. I never imagined, 从来没想到, in this case, imagine 没想到 is the best translation. 我没想到 that dairy farming, 奶牛养置业 was so complicated. I just didn't know anything about it, and I drank milk. Milk was good. I enjoyed milk, but I didn't realize that the process was so complicated. 真的是好复杂。Milking cows was not all that I did. So I had to do something besides just milk cows. Remember, I was a temporary farm manager. I had to feed the cows too. Okay? I had to feed them. That means 给他们 something to eat. So the herd is like a 内群牛. Okay, herd is a group of cows. Okay, of course you can have a herd of any kind of animal, a herd of horses, a herd of pigs. You could have any animal. Okay, every day I took the tractor out to the field of alfalfa. Okay, now what is alfalfa? 苜蓿. 苜蓿. This is a special kind of plant that cows love to eat. Now, what did I do? Every day I took the tractor, 拖拉机, out into the field of alfalfa, 到这个苜蓿那个地方, and chopped it up. Okay, chopped it up, so 弄碎了. In this case, to chop is 切成, or 切一切. But for the cows, I didn't have a knife to cut it up. I had a machine, and there's a 弄碎. So 弄碎的. And some of it to feed the cows. So I'm going to feed this to the cows. Going on. The farm manager warned me, 警告我, do not feed too much fresh, 新鲜的, 绿色的这个苜蓿. Don't give too much to the cows. Because if they ate too much, they would begin to bloat. Do you know what bloat means? Bloat means 开始胀起来. Oh. So don't give them too much to eat, because if you give them too much of the fresh green alfalfa, then they will bloat. Well, I said, well, what's wrong with bloating? Going on. And if their bloating was too serious, they would die. 当他们胀的时候，如果是太大、太厉害的话，他们会死掉。Going on. Of course, he told me this. Of course, as he told me this, I began to worry that one of those old girls, that meaning the cows, I began to worry about one of those old girls might just eat too much. And if the cow ate too much, then it would begin to bloat. If the cow bloated, too much, then what? Oh, I'm sorry. You'll have to wait for the next story because I will tell you something very interesting that happened. But I cannot tell you now because that is the next story, not this story. So just keep in mind that if I fed too much to the cows, and if one of the old girls, one of those cows, decided to eat too much, and if they bloated, then something bad might happen. And we will have to wait until the next lesson. Well, that's about all the time we have today. You can write an email to us. We have an email. 我们电邮的地址是 theoldprinciple@gmail.com. We do have a website also. 我们的网站是 www.theoldprinciple.org. Hey, this has been a tough lesson, but I'm glad you joined me, and then we'll check out what happens next.